Well, good morning everyone and welcome to another video. So today the plan was to have a bit of a drive, a bit of a road trip up the North Cornwall coast, just stopping at a few different locations. No real plans on what those locations will be yet. I'm just going to have a drive and see what takes my fancy and sort of work my way up the coast a bit. I've got all day, so I just thought I'd just have a bit of a drive. Haven't been out for a while and it'd be a bit of a nice thing to do. At the moment it's overcast, but I do believe it's supposed to clear up and we'll have probably quite clear skies, sunny conditions by afternoon. So just going to take each location as I go really and see what the conditions are like when I get there. And yeah, just have a fun day out and hopefully get some nice images along the way. So I'm going to head over to my first location, which is quite close to where I live, and that's Cenon Cove, and then just work my way up the coast. So let's get to Cenon. So I made it down to the beach at Cenon Cove. It's still quite overcast at the moment, but it's not too bad. There's a little bit of light coming through. I've set the camera up here. I quite like the stream that leads you down towards the sea, and then with the island off there in the distance. So what I'm going to do, I've stuck on the ND 10-stop filter, and I've got Ilford Delta 3200 in there. And that's given me an exposure time of 2 seconds, and that's at f22. So I'm going to get a photo here. So I've come down to the estuary at Hale. It's a really lovely spot down here. It's still quite overcast at the moment, but there's a bit of light coming through. And the water down here is always so blue, even on an overcast day like today, it's really blue. So the plan was just to probably get 1 or 2 shots down here. So for the first shot I was thinking basically one, just looking out to sea, following the estuary out to sea. The sky's not too bad, there's a bit of detail out there in the sky. So I was going to stick on the ND filter, get a bit of a long exposure. And that's on Ilford Delta 3200 again. And once I've taken that one, I'll probably just have a little walk down there, see if I can find another image. But it's quite windy and the sand's really blowing around, so I don't really want to be down here too long. And then, yeah, just perhaps I'll get back in the car and go find somewhere else. Not really, the light's not really working for me at the moment, but you never know, it could change. So I've got a few shots down at the Hairless Tree. It's really windy down here and the sand's blowing around, so I've decided to pack up my gear and go somewhere else. I'm not quite sure where yet. I'm just going to have a little drive up the coast a bit, possibly stop up Gwyvion Way, Gadruvi, get a few shots there. But absolutely stunning down here. I absolutely love it here. In the summertime, it's a lovely place just to come swim in. There's so many miles of open beaches as well. You can always find a nice bit of space everywhere. Yes, I'd highly recommend it if you're ever in the area. So I was just walking back to the car and I spotted this graveyard, and it's also got a lovely little church there. So I thought I'd get a couple of shots here. I think it'll work really well with the Ilford Delta 3200. Lots of grain, lots of atmosphere. So I'm going to get a couple of shots. So after I got those shots in the graveyard, I actually decided to go back home because the light was getting so harsh in the midday sun, it wasn't really suitable for what I wanted to do. So I went home for a few hours and decided to come back out. It's now about an hour and a half before sunset, so the light's getting softer all the time, so it'll be more suitable for some photography again. I've actually come back to Cenon Cove Down in the valley here, I don't know if you can see, so that's Gwenver over that way, and Cenon Cove, the actual Cenon beach, is just down around the corner there. So the plan was just to get a few photos around here. I've got 6 shots left on my roller film from earlier. I'm still shooting Ilford Delta 3200, which is a bit crazy in this sunlight, but I'll give it a go anyway. So I'm going to have a little wander around, see if I can find some nice compositions and see what we get. So I've set the camera up here. It's a really lovely scene actually. It's looking down in towards the valley there, the houses, and then out to sea, and then Cape Cornwall there right in the distance. Absolutely beautiful. All these long grasses in the foreground here, they're really moving around in the wind. I'm just going to turn my camera around so you can see it. If you look down there, see all these grasses, and with a long exposure, that's going to get a lot of movement in all those grass. That should come out really nice. So I'm going to so for this shot here, I'm using a 10-stop neutral density filter, and I'm shooting it at f/22, and the exposure time on that is 2 seconds, and that'll be just enough time there to get some movement in those grasses. So I'm going to get this one here and have a walk down towards the beach. So I'm going to capture this scene here. I really like it. It reminds me of a painting. I can't remember the artist. I think it might have been John Piper. I'm not 100% sure. It reminds me of that, with the buildings there, with the long grasses in the foreground, with a long exposure of all that movement in the grass. I think it might look quite nice. So I'm going to grab the shot here and then carry on down towards the beach. So I made it down to the beach. It's absolutely stunning down here today. Absolutely beautiful. Really lovely soft light now on these rocks in the foreground here. And I'm going to get a photograph here with these rocks leading you up towards the cabin up there, which is a beautiful little cabin. It's actually a holiday let, which is a great location to stay. So I'm going to get the shot here, still using the 10-stop neutral density filter, pretty much because I'm using Ilford Delta 3200. I haven't really got much choice, but it should make a nice, interesting photo. Hoping I get lots of grain and lots of atmosphere in it really, and with that nice gentle soft light, it should make a nice image. So last exposure, I'm going to shoot this one here. Loving the soft light, it's got a really lovely glow. Obviously the grasses are all moving with the long exposure. Stuck on a red filter, so the sky should darken down quite nicely against like the white on the windows. Yeah, pretty excited for this one. Fingers crossed it comes out lovely. So get this one, that's my last image. Such a beautiful end to the day. I was down here first thing, obviously at the beginning of the video. It was so grey and overcast. Such a beautiful end to the day. Pretty chilly, but when the sun's out like this, you just don't mind. Absolutely stunning. Right, I'm gonna crack on and get this last one, and I better get home before I get in trouble. So I was walking up from the beach and I spotted this, the moon rising, full moon, above the palm trees. So I put in another roll of film, Ilford Delta 3200 again, and shot 10 shots, all in different compositions. And when I was taking the photos, the last sun was hitting the palm trees. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see these ones. I tried some with a red filter and some without. Some with a 250mm lens and some with a 110mm lens. So I've got a good feeling about these. Hopefully they'll turn out really nice. Nice little treat to end the day. That was certainly a mixed bag today. It was very grey and overcast at the start of the day. Light got so harsh during the middle of the day I couldn't really do any photography. Came back out this afternoon and it's been absolutely stunning. Really gentle, soft light. nice and quiet, no one around, and hopefully I got some nice images there. So once again, thank you very much, I really appreciate it, and if you give us a like and a subscription, that'd be amazing, and I'll see you again really soon. Thank you, bye.